Hey everyone. In this video we're going to take a look at how to solve some equations that contain decimals. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is actually just try to get rid of your decimals in the first step, which is by multiplying by some factor of 10. So we can multiply an equation by 10, 100, 1,000 to change all of our decimals into integers. Okay, so you're going to pick the one that has the most decimal places and multiply based on that. And then you're going to solve that resulting equation by isolating your variable and solving. All right, so our first example here, we have 0.5x minus 1.25 equals 0.75. Now, we could just solve this with decimals, but if we don't have a calculator for whatever reason, or we just need a different way to do it, we can solve this by moving our decimal places and making all of our coefficients and terms into an integer. Okay, so we see here I have this 0.5, which has one decimal place, 0.25 has two decimal places, and 0.75 also has two decimal places. So the largest amount of decimal places we have present in this equation specifically would be 2, which means I would multiply my entire equation by 100 based on the fact that it would have two zeros, and that would match our two decimal places. Okay, so by multiplying everything by 100, we're moving our decimal places 2 places to the right in each of them and rewriting our equation. So 0.5 would become 50x, 1.25 would become 125, and 0.75 would become 75. So we've eliminated all of our decimals, and now we just have a two-step equation that we can solve. I can start by adding 125 on both sides. We'll get 50x equals 200. And then I would divide by 50, and I get x equals 4. Okay, this way you're not doing any decimal operations. All you're doing is you're getting rid of them in the beginning of the equation and solving. Take a look at one more. Okay, so here we see a couple more examples. We have 0.1k plus 1.5 equals 2.5. For this one, each of these has a decimal place of 1, so that means I'm going to multiply this entire equation by 10, okay, matching our 1, 0, and we're going to move our decimals 1 place. So I'll have 1k plus 15 equals 25, and then we could solve this like normal, get our x or our k by itself, and I get k equals 25 minus 15, that's going to give me 10. And in the second one, we have two decimal places in each of these, so our largest decimal place here is 2. So we'll multiply this thing by 100 and move our decimals 2 places each. So we get negative 15 equals negative 4x plus 5. And now we have a two-step equation. Let's get our variable by itself, get rid of all that stuff on the right side. So we'll have negative 20 equals negative 4x. And then divide by a negative 4, and you get x equals 5 as our final answer. Okay, so this is just a trick to save you some stress on having to deal with the decimals. Move those decimal places based on whatever term has the most decimal places, and then you're multiplying by that factor of 100 to get rid of them and dealing with the integer terms.